Australia, New Zealand's smoke-free legislation was once considered world-leading, but with the end of 2025 comes a failure to meet our goal of reducing daily smoking to under 5% by now. So where did it all go wrong? In 2011, when the target was set, 17% of all adults were daily smokers, including nearly half of Māori adults. That number was on a steady decline until 2023, when daily smoking rates stagnated at 6.8%, sitting stubbornly above that 5% goal. I'm joined now by Otago University Senior Research Fellow, Dr. Jude Ball. Good morning to you. Look, we've got close to 5%. Is near enough good enough?
No, it certainly isn't. And just a reminder that when the goal was set, the goal was to reduce tobacco availability and smoking prevalence to minimal levels. And in terms of reducing availability, there's been absolutely no progress at all since 2011. Tobacco, this deadly product that kills over half of people who use it long term, is still available in 6,000 stores nationwide.
So is that the reason that we haven't got closer? Is it's just too available?
That's one of the reasons. So we know that most people who smoke want to stop smoking, but the massive addictiveness of this product and the fact that it's available everywhere is a real barrier. So we need strategies that address those wider issues, not just telling people they need to stop smoking, but actually creating an environment where that's possible. And New Zealand did have measures in place that were going to do that, but unfortunately those measures were repealed early in 2020. And unsurprisingly, smoking rates have flatlined since then. And it's really important to point out the inequities. So it's 6.8% overall, but for Māori, it's 15%. So that's 3 times that target of 5%. Still a long way to go, so we can't give up now.
Is it possible, though, that there's just this hard rump of people who, even if it was less available, even though it's more expensive, are addicted to smoking, or maybe they don't want to stop?
Yeah, well, the addiction is a huge issue, but look, there's no evidence to suggest that there's a hard rump of smoking. The measures that we use to look at hardening, as it's called, suggest that there isn't hardening. There are people coming in and out of that pool of people who smoke. Most of them want to stop. There are some that don't, and that's a choice. But for those who do want to stop, they need comprehensive measures to support them to do so.
What do you make of the rise of vaping? I know that it's less harmful, but it's not harmless, is it?
Vaping isn't harmless, so people who do use vaping as a tool to stop smoking are advised to eventually stop vaping as well to protect their health. The situation we've got now, the government didn't take a targeted approach to help people who smoke to access vapes. They're available absolutely everywhere, very cheaply. So our country is awash with these products that are very cheap, very youth-friendly, and as a result, New Zealand has one of the highest youth vaping rates in the world.
Yeah, we've ended up with a whole bunch of people vaping that were never smokers to begin with, so it hasn't stopped them doing anything, it's just introduced something that they weren't plagued by before.
That's right. So we've actually, compared to 2 years ago, there are more people using nicotine products on a daily basis now than 2 years ago. So we're not going in the right direction in terms of reducing nicotine addiction.
So what do we need to do from here? Obviously, we haven't hit the target by 2025. If we're going to set a new target and have any hope of hitting it, what do we actually need to do?
So it's really important to follow the evidence, and that's what's been so frustrating in this situation. New Zealand was behind this goal. We did so well towards it, but then at the last minute there was a massive policy change when the new government came in 2023, and the policies they've introduced are not evidence-based, and they seem to be focused mainly on bringing more nicotine products into the market, which is those products do have a role to play, but certainly what we need to do is return to the evidence, put in those policies, comprehensive policies that we know work. The second thing is to protect the policy-making process from tobacco industry interference. So there's very good evidence that this policy U-turn has been influenced by the tobacco industry. And thirdly, we need to protect the next generation. So tobacco industries want to make profit. They do that by selling their addictive products and getting new customers. As a country, we need to be protecting our children and young people from the tobacco industry and not letting them addict the next generation.